Hey, it's Doug from Rise Above Performance Training, and today we're going to take a common exercise and go over the finer details to make sure you're doing it the best way you can. Let's row right now. As with any exercises and most things in life, the setup is the most important part to ensure maximum effectiveness. With the row, we want to get stable, and that ensures safety. So the first thing we want to do is make sure our back is at a proper angle. Sometimes for a new lifter, setting up with a flat bench is a little bit difficult to find the right back angle, as we can be rounded or just too high in general. One way to kind of avoid this is to start at an angle bench. So I always tell a new client is to take the angle of the bench with your back. So this is too high, this is too low. I'm going to be right at this angle here. So that's a good way to start for a new beginner, and they can push their hips back and then make sure they're nice and long. Now, for the sake of the rest of the video, we're just going to keep it flat. So we're going to take the angle of the bench even on the flat. So I'm going to have my hand pretty much wherever I want. Some people like it flat, some people like it over here. Now, again, I don't want to be too upright and I don't want to be too down low. I always tell people to push their hip back, and then we're going to take that angle of the bench. So I'm right here. I'm not over-arched in low back, slight tuck. I tell people to put the leg where they feel comfortable. It's for stability, and you want to get it out of the way when you row. So if you're too close in here and you row, you can bang your knee. Too wide, you could be out of that back alignment. Taller people are going to probably be a little bit wider or more spread out. So keep that in mind. So I tell people put the leg where they want for maximum stability, have a good back angle. And then lastly, we want to make sure our shoulders are down when we set up. We don't want our shoulders to rise up. Common is having the opposite shoulder rising up towards the ear as we're pulling. So the second tip, we're going to talk about the way we pull and what we want to think about when we're pulling. So after we get our setup, shoulders down, straight back, leg in the appropriate spot, hand where I feel comfortable. We don't want to pull and torque our body to get the weight up. The row, it's very common to use a heavier weight than most other exercises, but sometimes the weight's so heavy we've got to torque or turn our body to get the weight up. Now this could have some benefit for the trainee, but when we do the row, we want to get stabilization of the shoulder and movement and strength out of the lats and rhomboids, which are the back muscles. So to do that, we have to eliminate the torque. So torque would be to pull with the whole body by turning it, and a proper row would be to glide the shoulder blade to the middle of the back. So if you keep that in mind, that should keep the weight in check. You only want to use weight that you're able to pull and not torque the body. Grip is very important and often overlooked in the row. Like most exercises, we want a good grip while we're moving. Not only does that stabilize the body, but it turns on the muscles around it. So if I grip the heck out of this handle, I'm feeling everything turn on: my forearms, my biceps, my shoulder, my back, and I'm able to pull much more effectively. It's very easy to start to get in reps and have sloppy moving around, and you're not getting the maximum benefit out of it. Another tip that I like that I got from my friend Mike Salemi is to focus on the pinky finger. So oftentimes when we grip, we'll grip with the index and thumb, but if we don't grip with the pinky, see, the bell will drop like this, but if I think about the pinky, not only does that stabilize and get my full grip involved, I'm able to keep this dumbbell flat and stable when I do the movement. The next idea is pulling from the lat or the back rather than the arm. So I have seen a lot of people row with the arm. Beginners will tend to pull like this, almost like a bicep curl. And as you can see, my shoulder is not moving that much. It's staying stable, and I'm essentially doing this. I've also seen initiation from the back where the shoulder begins to move, and at the end, there's a pull. So there's something like this. So I start with the back, and at the end, I'm just pulling up or kind of using momentum to yank it up. Not the most effective way. Again, we want to feel like we're isolating our back, our rhomboids, our lats, and pulling from there. So the grip with the pinky, the setup, and I'm going to glide my shoulder blade to the middle of my back and down. So my shoulder blade is constantly moving as I'm coming along. You should feel this muscle right here engage and almost cramp up at the end. Now, the direction of the pull itself is important. We want to set our body up, and if we're in a good spot, we should be pulling virtually straight up, slightly back. So we want to pull towards the armpit. So if it's going to go right in here. So I'm going to grip, and I'm going to pull, and my dumbbell is right near my armpit. So I'm not in front, and I'm not back. So I've seen this a lot, where I'm behind the armpit and towards the hip. I want to shoulder down on both ends, grip, glide, and I should pull right to about this level, right along my rib cage. Lastly, we want to control the weight down, so the negative portion of it, we don't just want gravity to drop, and then we're just yanking on the concentric or the upward part. So again, set up, hip back, everything down, good grip, pinky. I don't want to pull smoothly, drop. Not only does this can affect my elbow, and I'm doing it dramatically, but even if we kind of drop like this, I want to control down. So I'm really using my grip and even my foot to decelerate the weight. Reset slightly, control down. You'll build up a lot more strength, especially in the forearm muscles and the biceps, if you do it that way. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like it down below. Also consider subscribing, as we put a new video out every week. Again, I hope these tips help you out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.